Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am really excited to talk with you about a wonderful topic. Today, we will explore the meaning of travel and why meeting people from other cultures is so special. I hope you are ready to use your imagination and take a journey with me around the world, even while sitting in your own room. Let's start with a simple question. Why do people travel? There are many answers. Some people travel for adventure. Some travel to relax on a warm beach or hike in cool mountains. Some travel to learn about history or to taste different kinds of food. And some travel to make new friends or to see what is different in other parts of the world. Of course, there are people who have to travel because of work or to visit family. Or maybe they have to move to a new country and start a new life. But today, we will talk more about choosing to travel, because you want to discover something new, because you are curious, or perhaps because you want to see how big and beautiful the world truly is. Now, can you remember the last trip you took? Maybe it was with your family, or maybe it was at school. Maybe you visited a city, a lake, a mountain, or just another neighborhood. How did it feel to see something you had not seen before? Were you excited, a bit nervous, or maybe even a little bit scared? That is very normal. Sometimes, trying something new can make us feel all those things at the same time. Traveling is like opening a treasure box. Every place is full of surprises. There are so many things to see, to hear, to taste, and to learn. Some surprises are big, like seeing a beautiful temple, a castle, or a waterfall. Some surprises are small, like hearing a new song on the street or tasting an ice cream flavor you have never tried before. But let me tell you, one of the greatest treasures you can find when you travel is people. Yes, people are the true treasure. You see, everywhere you go, you will find people who have stories, ideas, and ways of living that might be very different from your own. And meeting these people helps us learn even more about the world and also about ourselves. Let's imagine you go to a new country. The people there might speak a language you do not know. They might eat foods you have never tasted. Their houses, their schools, their games, and even the way they greet each other could be different. For example, in some places, people shake hands. In other places, they bow or hug. In some countries, people take off their shoes before entering a house. In other countries, they keep their shoes on. When you meet someone from another culture, you are like an explorer. You are discovering more than just places. You are discovering new ways of thinking, new ways of living, and new ways of seeing the world. This is what we call cross-cultural exchange. It is a big phrase, but it is really a simple idea. It means sharing and learning between people from different backgrounds. Now, why is this so important? Well, think of the world as a giant garden. Each culture is like a different flower. If the garden only had one kind of flower, it might not be so interesting. But when there are many kinds of flowers, of all sorts of colors, shapes, and smells, the garden becomes much more beautiful and special. Meeting people from other cultures helps us see the beauty of the whole world. It shows us that there are many ways to live, to solve problems, to celebrate, and to dream. Sometimes, when we are young or we live in the same place for a long time, we might think that our way of doing things is the only way, or maybe even the right way. But when you travel, you discover there is not just one right way to live. There are many, many ways. And you start to admire how different people can be, and how much we can learn from each other. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Enzo. He lived in a small town by the sea. Every day, he ate bread and cheese, played soccer, and went to school. One summer, his family traveled to a faraway country. When he got off the airplane, the air smelled different. The buildings looked different, and the people spoke a language he did not understand. Enzo felt a little bit lost at first. But soon, he was invited to play a game with children in the park. The game was new to him. The rules were different, but he wanted to try. The other children showed him how to play, laughing and smiling. Even though Enzo did not know all the words, he understood the fun. He made new friends that day. Later, he was invited to a family dinner. The food was very different from what he was used to. The soup was spicy, and there were vegetables he had never seen before. At first, he was not sure if he should try them. But then he remembered how much fun he had playing the new game, and he decided to taste the food. To his surprise, he liked it. He even asked for more. After that trip, Enzo was not the same. He still liked bread and cheese. He still loved soccer. But now he also loved trying new foods and playing new games. Most of all, he learned that making friends with people from different cultures could be one of the best parts of any journey. Now I want to ask you, what would you be most interested in if you could visit another country? Would you want to try new foods, hear new music, learn new dances, see different animals, or visit ancient buildings? Maybe you would want to make a friend who speaks another language and learn how to say hello or thank you in their words. If you talk to people who have traveled a lot, they often say that the best part of their trip was meeting new people and learning about their ways. Sometimes, travel changes how we see the world. Even when you go back home, you carry a part of the places and people you met with you, in your heart. Some people even say that traveling is a kind of magic. Why? Because it can turn strangers into friends. It can turn questions into answers. Sometimes, it even turns fears into laughter. When you travel, you start to understand that all people, no matter where they come from, have feelings, dreams, and hopes, just like you. Now, you might be thinking, does this mean that every part of traveling is easy? The answer is no. Sometimes traveling can be hard. You might feel homesick and miss your favorite food or your bed. You might feel confused if you don't understand the language, or you might feel lost in a huge, busy city. But every challenge during travel can also help us grow. When you try something new and it is hard, you learn about being brave. When you make a mistake and someone helps you, you learn about kindness. When you see something you don't understand, and you ask questions, you learn about curiosity and respect. Also, sometimes, when we meet people who are different, we notice kinds of difference we had never thought about before. That can feel strange. But soon you realize, even if someone looks different, dresses differently, or celebrates other holidays, they might like some of the same things you do. They might love the same sports or the same music. Or they might also be shy, funny, or have big dreams, just like you. Let me tell you about another traveler, a girl named May. She loved reading stories from around the world. One day, her school teacher said they would have a special guest, an author from a different country. When the guest arrived, May listened to her speak about stories in her language, about how children celebrate the new year, and about foods they eat at special times. May was amazed. She asked questions and tried writing her own story in a new way that night. Even though May did not get on a plane, meeting someone from another culture felt like taking a short trip to a new part of the world. Travel is not just about moving your feet. Sometimes you can take a journey in your mind. You can read stories, watch movies, or talk to new classmates from different places. Every time you are open to meeting new ideas or people, you are practicing cross-cultural exchange. You are helping the garden of the world grow more colorful. Sometimes, travel teaches us about the past, too. When you visit a new place, you might see old castles, temples, pyramids, or statues. You might learn stories about people who lived hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Their lives were different, but they also wanted to be safe, loved, and happy. Sometimes you realize you are standing in the same place where someone long ago also stood. It is like shaking hands with history. Other times, travel can teach us how to take care of the earth. When you visit the ocean, the desert, or the mountains, you see how the land and animals change in different places. You also see how people from other parts of the world protect nature. This helps us get new ideas about how to take care of our own neighborhoods and our planet. And travel is not just for adults. Children can be great travelers too. Sometimes, even better. Children are very good at being curious and open. Sometimes adults are a little bit shy about making mistakes in a new place, but children often don't mind. They jump in, try new things, and are quick to make new friends. I remember a story about two children in a city park. One girl was from a cold, snowy country, and the other was from a hot, sunny place. They could not speak the same language at first. But both wanted to play on the swings and the slide. So, they smiled, pointed, and soon they played together. Laughter became their language. At the end of the day, they said goodbye with big hugs. Their friendship needed no words. When you get older, you will have more chances to travel. You might do an exchange program, where you study in another country for a few weeks or months. Or you might host a new friend from afar at your own home. Even adults can continue to learn from travel their whole life. You might ask, why is cross-cultural exchange so important for the future? Let me explain. As the world gets smaller with technology, we meet more people from new places. The world needs people who can understand those who are different from themselves. People who can listen, learn, and share. When we travel and meet new cultures, we practice these skills. Cross-cultural exchange helps us make peace and friendship around the world. When you understand someone's story, it is harder to be angry or afraid. You start to see what we have in common, and you are more willing to help each other. So, by traveling and meeting new people, you are helping build a kinder and better world. Sometimes, people think that only grown-up explorers can make discoveries. But every time you try a food from another place, listen to music in another language, or talk with someone new, you are being an explorer, too. The world is full of small adventures for those who keep their eyes and hearts open. Maybe you are wondering, what if I cannot travel far away? It is okay. Start by exploring your own town. You might have neighbors or classmates from other cultures. Talk with them, share stories, learn a new word, or exchange holiday customs. Every country, city, and town is a part of the big world, and every person you meet has something interesting to share. Sometimes, people are worried about sharing their own culture. They think maybe others will not understand them, or maybe they will be too shy. But sharing your story is also a gift to others. Just as you are interested in their way of living, they might be curious about yours. The more we share, the richer we all become. Maybe you have a special game you play in your family. Maybe there is a song your grandmother taught you, or a way of cooking rice or pasta that is special to your country. Imagine teaching this to a new friend from far away. It is a wonderful feeling to share something from your heart and to see someone else smile because of what you shared. Let's think again about why travel and cross-cultural exchange make life more interesting. Imagine a big box of crayons. If every crayon was the same color, your picture would not be very exciting. But with many colors, you can make bright, beautiful art. In the same way, every culture adds new colors and shapes to our lives. Sometimes you might hear strange words, see different clothes, or taste new food and think, that's different from my home. That's okay. It might feel unusual at first, but every difference is an invitation to learn. Next time you see, hear, or taste something different, try asking, why do you do this? What does it mean? You might discover a story, a song, or a memory that makes you smile. Isn't it amazing how much we can learn just by talking and listening? Sometimes, the best part of travel is sitting with someone, sharing a cup of tea or a snack, and listening to their stories. You might hear about animals that live in the deep jungle, or about a holiday with colorful lanterns in the night sky. You might learn to say hello, goodbye, or friend in a new language. It is also important to talk about respect. When we travel or meet someone from another background, we sometimes see or hear things we do not understand. It is good to be curious, but also be polite and respectful. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Be honest, say sorry, and try again. Most people are happy when someone is interested in their culture, even if you say the words a little bit wrong at first. Travel and cross-cultural exchange also teach us about sharing. All around the world, people love to share food, games, songs, and stories. When you share, you build bridges between people. Sharing helps us understand others and helps others understand us. It makes the world friendlier and more open. And it does not stop there. The more you learn about other people, the more creative you become. Artists, scientists, and inventors often get their best ideas by mixing things from different cultures. A new game, a delicious recipe, or a fun song sometimes comes from two or more cultures coming together. When you learn from others, your own ideas become bigger and brighter. There are times when people feel worried about things that are new or people who look or sound different. This can happen anywhere in the world. But when we travel and have cross-cultural exchange, we practice seeing the good in others and in ourselves. We learn that we do not have to be exactly the same to be friends. In fact, our differences make us even better together. If you remember one thing from this talk today, I hope you remember this. The world is full of people waiting to meet you, and you have something special to share with the world, too. When we travel, we are not only looking for treasure. We are also sharing treasure from our own hearts. Even when you cannot travel far, every day is a chance for a small adventure. Read a story from a different country. Say hello to someone new at school or in your neighborhood. Try food from another culture or learn a new song. Each small step brings the world closer together. Let's imagine the future. If everyone in the world could meet, share, and learn from each other, there would be more peace and more friendship. We would understand that we all have feelings and dreams. We would work together to make the world more beautiful and safe. So, the next time you pack your bag for a trip, or even when you walk out your front door, remember to keep your eyes and mind open. Look for the surprises, listen to the stories, and be willing to share your own. Be curious and brave, and do not be afraid to ask questions or try new things. Travel is a special gift. It shows us that the world is big, bright, and full of wonders. It teaches us that everyone, everywhere, has a story worth knowing. Thank you for joining me today on this adventure of the mind. I hope you feel inspired to travel, to meet new people, and to be part of the great cross-cultural exchange that makes our world a better place. Whether you travel far or just to the next street, remember, every day is a chance to explore, share, and grow. Until next time, keep your heart open, your mind curious, and your eyes on the world. Have a wonderful journey, wherever you are.